Welcome back to Job Lots. Today we're going to be checking out this PALO 4000 milliamp hour battery, doing a capacity test and also a teardown to see what is inside of it. Now, I was kindly gifted this by a mate who runs a local repair shop. He's currently trying to source some cells for PS5 remote replacements, and he gave this to me to give it a overall look at, test and tear down, just so he kind of knows what he's getting himself into. He paid about $15 Australian for this battery. I have already conducted my tests and my results are here as follows. So with a 200 milliamp hour constant current discharge, we got 1,581 milliamp hours, which is obviously not the claimed 4,000 milliamps as stated on the cell. And at a 320 milliamp hour constant current discharge, we got 1,586. The second test, the results went up a little bit because typically with lithium cells, after a few cycles, the capacity will rise a little bit. That was from 4.2 down to 2.8 volts using my A-Torch DLB 600. So my conclusion is this is probably a 1,600 milliamp hour cell. So we're going to get into tearing down this battery here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little spudging tool. Now, the connector was obviously assembled when I first initially got it. However, obviously to be able to test it, I had to pull those pins out. Cannot fit them back into the connector, so obviously I've squished them a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. Now, when I first received it, it was sitting at 3.9 volts, which is okay, not ideal. I am guessing this either has obviously just a regular lithium cell, or it has a reclaimed Nokia cell in it from like a Nokia smartphone, which is, I have seen before. I'm gonna try and be semi-careful with this because we don't want to puncture any cells, but if that happens, I have a bucket nearby I can just toss it into. That would make for an entertaining video, but we're just gonna use this. This tool I got off AliExpress. It's made by a company called Relife or something like that. And it looks like may have already punctured the cell, which is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up. I have indeed punctured the cell. I'm very glad this cell is dead flat. And surprisingly, it is an actual cell. Can definitely smell that lithium. So we're gonna take a bit of caution going in from here. I was kind of hoping not to kill the cell, but it is very tightly packed. And the cell is unlabeled, which is never a good sign. Grab me side cutter so I can cut off this connector because we're not going to be using this again. Pull these through, if I can get it out. There we go. And there we have it, just a regular lithium pouch cell, which is a lot better than I was expecting. However, I was really hoping that it would have some kind of marking on it. A lot better than a Nokia cell. So unfortunately, I can't even say when this was manufactured, but my guess is this is a 1,600 milliamp hour cell. Probably has been recently manufactured because it does look brand new. And as you can see, if we can get a little focus there, I cut open the cell just there. So unfortunately, I can't reuse the cell for anything else. I personally wouldn't use it simply because it doesn't have any markings on it. I don't know where it's from. It does have a BMS protection board. During my testing, I found that the BMS board actually cuts the cell out at 2.2 volts. Not sure if that's a delay of the BMS board or whether that's actually what it's set to. And then as for overcharge current protection, I didn't actually check for that either. But yeah, that was a quick and dirty one. Luckily, no Nokia cell, but PALO definitely have some explaining to do in the fact that they say it's 4,000 milliamp hours, which is not great. It really makes you question what the quality of this cell is if they're going out of the way to lie about the capacity. One other thing I did want to check is there anything else under this sticker potentially? So we're going to peel up the side. I don't think there will be. Actually, we can just use some heat for that. Pull out my hot air gun, let it heat up. Like I said, I very much doubt there's going to be anything else under here, but it's always worth the check. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing. So there's my quick and dirty review of the PALO. Oh, yeah. The PALO 4000 milliamp hour battery replacement for PS5 wireless controller console. So there you go. Enjoy, use with this information what you want, make an informed decision. But if you are going to be buying one of these batteries off AliExpress, I'd recommend finding a seller who is honest about their claims and says, I'd say around the 1600 milliamp hour capacity, because it seems like a lot of sellers use the exact same case for their batteries as well. So again, thank you very much for watching and keep on keeping on. I hope you have a good one.